G'day gamers, Ranger Tony here with another episode of Season 2 of our playthrough of Pathfinder Kingmaker Varnhold's Lot with the turn-based combat mod. When last we left off, we were just about to leave and go off on our first little adventure, so let's do that. And we need our party there. When resting, I think the best solution is to just do that. I like having Cephal as our special role to set alarms. Everyone else is really good. Hunting, good. Camouflage is good. Cooking is good. And those guys are good for watching. So that's a really good party setup, I think. Okay, so first things first, let's switch party formations and mostly just positions, actually. So now we've got all three heavily armoured party members in the front, our other guys in the back. I do want to make sure that everyone's set up good. This is terrible layout here. Yeah, we'll put all of this stuff over here. Now we are going with Varn to switch back to melee weapons as needed. He is sort of going to be our melee backup, but he's going to be the only one that we do that with. I don't know, my fighter is definitely, because he's got point blank mastery, he doesn't even provoke attacks of opportunity when someone's right in his face. So there's really no need for him to there's no need for him to do anything but use his bow. There we go. Yeah, but some of the other guys, because they're not going to have point blank mastery, if someone's right in their face and they try and shoot back, they are going to take a hit. So for some of them, it might be worthwhile thinking at least about what we can do. I'm going to use shock as the default extra ability. I think that's good. Okay, so that's all of our characters set up. Cool, let's go and do this. Let's see how well these tactics are going to work. There we go. Okay. I haven't decided the best way to handle this fight. If I come over here directly to here where there is definitely a goblin, it seems like the other goblin that's over here and the alchemist that's up here, they sneak up on you and end up in the middle of your party attacking you. If I just walk up this way, this one, and this one all appear fairly straightforward. So I think that's probably the way I prefer to do this. Like this. So this lynx eye is now seen. And he critically missed, thankfully. Now, that unknown, I think, was probably the alchemist. But then there's this guy. So that lynx hit Hillfern for 8 points of damage. And then this guy's now visible. So we can see everybody now. So let's do this. Baldur is going to be our main damage dealer. He's going to have 2 attacks per round at the moment. And yeah, that was 17 damage. That was a pretty hefty hit. I'm sure you will agree, considering he does 11 to 18. So that was almost full damage. And that's the alchemist getting into position and throwing his bomb. So now that the alchemist is uncovered, we want to take him out as quickly as possible. So Drek is going to fire on him, and that was a good hit. And I've just realised that I need to really quickly do this because it's going to bug me if I don't. If you've seen some of my other playthroughs, I used to always turn on all of these for both the party and the opponents, but now I turn them all off when I'm in turn-based combat because they don't really do anything, but I do want to see everybody's HP, including my opponents. I mean, leaving their actions and intentions on is sort of useful, sort of cheaty as well, but I can see that this guy is going to be throwing another bomb by the looks of it. This one's going to attack, that one's going to attack, that one's going to attack, so I can plan around that. So yeah, a little bit of damage there to Tracery, but not too bad. Magrin Varn, you're just going to go after the Hobgoblin. Why don't I see his health properly? Did I not set that right for them? Did I not set... Damn it. Always. There we go. I missed that. That's better. And that's better. He's at nearly half health, and so is he. Great. So Magrin's done his hit. Let's try the grease. Okay, he made his save, but that's okay. Any movements that he makes will potentially... Let's double down. Yes! Hold person. In turn-based games, hold person is an absolute killer. If you get held in a turn-based game, you're a dead man, because this sort of thing will happen. Where you will then just be targeted and you will be killed. Because it decimates you. I think it reduces your armor class as well because you can't move. Yeah, it's just brutal. And that's why I gave those the cleric, and once the paladin gets the ability as well, he's going to have hold person. Okay, Baldur's done. Drek. Beautiful. Critical hit for 29. Love it. Varn. Crappy hit from you, Varn, but, we're just going to use your cantrip. You're probably going to miss anyway, but I'm not going to waste a spell on this guy. Although we could have greased him, and there was a good chance that he might have fallen over. And we're not going to waste any more offensive spells on this guy. We only really have the one. We're just going to use our cantrips a lot of the time. And mostly going to use Frost unless I come across Undead, in which case I'll switch it up. Or, Trolls, if there are any, in which case I'll switch to the Acid. And Baldur, take him out, please. Beautiful. 14 hit. He's dead. And everyone got levels. The levels that you get at this point here, I don't know. Sometimes all 6 characters get levels. Sometimes the last character that you've created out of the manual ones doesn't. And I don't know why, but I'm glad that I got all of them at levels at this time. So let's quickly level up. So we haven't taken point. No, we have taken Point Blank Master already. Yes. So I wish there was a way I could get rid of this so I didn't have to see it anymore. Because when you take Point Blank Master, you have to pick the weapon that you're taking Point Blank Master in. And I don't want to take it in any more weapons. So I wish I could get rid of that. Out of these two, there are some people that like to go Clustered Shot because it allows you to get past damage reduction. I tend to go Many Shot first. Yes. And so we're going to do that. Next round we'll take Clustered Shot. Next level, I should say. Not next round. You know what I mean. Paladin. Cleric. Crusader, I should say. And you got acid resistance, and that's because of the god that we picked, the deity that we picked, and the sphere that we picked. Okay, first time we've leveled up Varn. Look, normally I'm still going to do it. I'm going to go stealth, skill focused trickery, just so that he's that little bit better at trickery. More chance of getting through, because I'm the best apart from him at 11. We just want to be able to open up chests without too much of a hassle. The wizard, very straightforward to level. Now, picking the new spells that he's going to get, we're definitely taking Stinking Cloud, because that's another area of effect, and it's another one where if they're in the cloud, it slows them down. And then we're going to take haste as well, because hasting our party is very good as well. We all get an extra attack. We get to move further. It's really, really nice. And then finally, our Eldritch Archer. I'm going to take Reach Magic here, just so that I can use some spells at greater distance, because I don't have anything to allow me to use wands. I don't have use magic devices, so I really need something else. It's a much of a muchness here. I'll take Acid Arrow. I'm probably not going to use it, and I'll take Molten Orb. I've got everything else that I really want out of the spells for there, and then let's just, even though we're not going to rest yet, let's just make sure that everyone's got all of their spells set up and ready to go. So we're going to get rid of that spell. Even though this guy's a summoner and you could summon animals to help, I much prefer to use things like Stinking Cloud. But hey, that's just me. Probably another web in. Oh, no, let's take a Stone Call, just to mix it up a little bit. Right, there's not going to be that much interesting stuff to pick up amongst their dead bodies. Because I know it's a while before I get back to town, I'm only taking anything that's masterwork. And I leave everything else, because I'll have to drop stuff eventually anyway. And it's not like we can come back to any of these places. It's not like I can go, okay, I'll gather this stuff, I'll sell up, I'll head back to town, I'll sell it all, I'll come back here. No, that doesn't work in this adventure, because you really don't have control at any time as to where you are actually going. The only problem with using Grease is this, that if I want to then go and loot bodies, I am often stuck because my own guys fall over in the grease. Again, not taking this because the sickle is just not worth it. You don't get much money out of it. And these, for some reason, these two light hammers are actually worth 0. So we don't want to worry about that. Good for time. So let's head in. Okay, there's a couple of ways I can approach this. If I had have rested, I could have used Stinking Cloud. You know what? I can still use Stinking Cloud. The wizard has this Arcane Bond ability which allows him to recall 1 spell a day. And even though he hasn't actually used this spell before, this is a perfect opportunity. I love Stinking Cloud. So this is the only guy who hasn't been affected by the Stinking Cloud. We're going to have to move some of our guys into position to be able to attack, but you can already get a shot off on this guy. Actually, you know what? No. You can move up here and you can... Oh, yes, you can cast grease. And we want it right here. The gap between these two, we can completely cover that gap. It's just a little bit too far away. Let's try again. Let's try putting it right there. There we go. So they're not going to really be able to come through here without going through the grease. So that's good. So even if they try and come through the cloud, get away from the cloud like this dog cutter is, he's stuck in the grease. He's nauseated and unable to attack, and he's stuck in the grease. Now these guys, they're just going to get fireballed, and in fact, we can dump it right there and get all of those guys in one go. Oh no, we can't do that with Cephal because he was the one that cast this spell, so he's already used his attack action this round. And he's going to come and pound us because he didn't get affected by the thing too much. So that's the only problem here is Cephal's out in the middle of everything. Hilfern, you don't have the full armor that everybody else does. I'm going to prayer things up first. And then Drek, you're going to move forward. And attack. Baldur, you're going to move forward. I'm just doing this because I want Cephal to be able to move back, and I want some guys with some heavy armor up front to take those hits after Cephal moves back. And great, Varn, you missed. So that I can use to extend any spell. For now, let's take out this dog cutter. Beautiful. And then you'll take 2 more shots at this guy. Wonderful. And Cephal, you're going to move back, and you took a little bit of damage getting out of the way, but hey, I don't have a problem with that. And we're going to dump another fireball right there. Sorry, that was the first of the fireballs right there. Okay, let's wear down these dog cutters first. Beautiful. Say goodnight, Your Grace. Good night, Your Grace. Now let's take out some of these. That was just more than a 5-foot step, unfortunately. Yeah, we're not going to waste any more big spells. Oh, actually, I should have. We're going to sleep after this anyway. I should have used another fireball. I'll do it next round. It's that problem that you've got when you're playing these games is do you use all of your spells all of the time or not? Like, I could very easily just, there you go, hold that guy so that he can't attack us. And then we can take him on at will. Like that. You know, I know that I'm going to rest after this, so why not just use the spells that I've got. 1 hit, 27 points damage from a many shot. Wonderful. Actually, it was more than that. It was 33 points damage. Okay, so we've still got this grease here. That's the only problem with using grease like that. It takes up a fair bit of space and stays around for a while. Don't want that bow because it's junk. Let's see. Masterwork, potions, and an enchanted, only because we can sell it. Don't want the rest. We're all going to go this way. We've got some camping supplies and stuff. Two long swords that we don't want. Let's get these guys. No, don't want any of that. Let's take that. Let's quick save, because we might not be able to get into that chest. There we go, we did. That's great. And then there is this here. We don't want the karma, really. But we'll take everything else. Another amulet of natural armor, which is good. So let's come out, making sure we don't go through the grease. So we don't have to worry about any of our guys making fools of themselves as they trip over. And then we are going to just rest here. Oh, look, the grease disappeared. I actually was doing something like this earlier and playing through, and there was a really weird situation where I camped next to a grease puddle, and right at about this point, the grease just grew over everything. Actually, it was right... Okay, not here. Ooh, wyvern! Yummy! Boom. Can I kill him in... Oh, so close. I almost killed a wyvern in one round. Finish it for us, please, Tracery. Thank you. That's not bad, you know, for 6th level characters to just obliterate a wyvern that easily. Okay. So yeah, as I was saying, resting, and there's this, after you start resting, this bit here where it animates this thing, and as that was built, suddenly all of the grease just flowed up and over it. Oops. Up and over it in this big wave, and there was grease everywhere. And it's like, whoa. And then as soon as we finished camping, it was all gone. I was like, oh, okay. Okay, it gives us a chance again to pick up any of the stuff that we didn't take before that we wanted, but we don't want any of it. There's just too much stuff to carry. There really is. Right, so we know that they have headed for the tomb. Now, yes, we have various people who have commented that this, even though it seems like a time-sensitive thing, you can actually camp right now if you want. I still like to treat it as a time-sensitive thing. So I'm going to come down here. I'm not going to probably get all the way to it because I can see how long we've been going for on this episode, and I don't want to go too much longer. But I think what I'm going to do... This is the way that I've basically found the best way to go. So I come down here, follow the edge of this little... What would that be? A little gully, a little wash. Oh no, Wash died. Anyway, that was a long time ago. And I follow this along here until I get to the 2 Cyclopses. So we're going to do the Cyclopses, I think, and then we will call it an episode. Now, what we're going to do here...
Please, get to the point.
Can you sneak forward and do that before they attack? Yes. Brilliant. And... let's prayer it up. Are these guys evil? Let's have a look. They are. Okay. Well, why don't we smite them? Just so that we can do a little bit more damage and take them down that little bit quicker. If we hit them, that would, you know, work better, but... 27 critical hit sneak attack. Very nice. Here comes the other one. He may or may not get caught in the grease. If he doesn't, we'll grease him up anyway. I might even be able to take this guy out if I can get these hits. One more. Yes! That's what I like to see. Yeah, look, why not? Let's drop a grease right there. Oh, no, we had the same problem we had last time. He started off the thing, he's used his attack phase. All he can do is wait. I could drop another grease right there. There we go. And then you can just take a shot at him. Oh. And miss them both, but, you know, maybe that'll encourage him to come in. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to smite evil and then take a shot. Only get one shot this time because we had to move. Very good. And down he goes in the grease. Can you finish this boulder? No, you missed that one. And you missed that one. That's alright. And I'm not going to go nuts with the spells here because I don't want to rest. I mean, I can rest here a fair bit, and I'm going to be clearing this map. I've cleared this map completely. It's very hard to do. There are some really bad fights, but you've got to rest between them. But I'm going to go at least down to the Cyclopses before I rest. We'll rest after we've done the Cyclopses. Maybe. We'll see how we're doing for various things. And there we go. Let's just sneak along here. There, can we loot these bodies? These are just normal great axes. So my philosophy here is if I can't get at least the same amount, like 1 gold per pound, I'm not going to take it. So these axes are only 5 gold, but they weigh 12 pounds. Not going to pick them up. 3 gold for 25 pounds. Definitely not picking it up. So I'm going to pick up all of this other stuff and leave those there. They're not worth it. But, as I said, I think this... And Varn just falls over in the grease. I think this is a good place to leave this episode. So, thank you for joining me for this episode of... I almost said Baldur's Gate because my character's called Boulder. This episode of Pathfinder Kingmaker Varnhold's Lot with our turn-based mod. If you enjoyed this episode, please give me a like and share it with your friends. And I'm getting distracted by Varn falling over in the background. If you make sure to subscribe, you can keep up to date with all the latest episodes. I'll see you for the next one. Thanks a lot. Bye.